another pint, Phineas?
Keep 'em coming, Mr. Hall. It dulls the misery of living in a town full of backwoods, ignorant, feeble-minded troglodytes.
Oh, you make the people of Iping sound like we're rural ignoramuses.
You elected a billy goat for town council.
He's a very smart billy goat.
You only thinks the goat's smart because its beard makes it look wise.
Then you has to admit that's one very, very, very smart billy goat what can use its looks to win the popular vote.
Ain't no arguing facts like that, Phineas.
Come on, admit it.
What's next, a pot-bellied pig for burgomaster? Just because we're backwards doesn't mean we can't embrace a more sophisticated, progressive level of thinking. It's the year of our Lord 1897, and we're up to the minute, I'm proud to say. You elected a bloody billy goat for town council. And still you needs more proof. How about we got the most revolutionary, cutting-edge, modern-day marvel in the world at our disposal? You mean the incandescent light bulb? The telephone? Wait, are you talking about the safety pin? I'm talking about the bicycle. It's exciting and dangerous. You grip the handlebar, lunge forward, and jump on. Suddenly you're as fast as a wild horse, but not as odoriferous. Ooh, the bicycle! That's the pinnacle of human achievement, is it? The culmination of mankind's collected endeavors? The peak of all that's humanly possible. 2 wheels, springs, and a crankset. It's the zenith of the entire species' accomplishment. They can't possibly top that, can they? I suppose they could pin a giant propeller on the bicycle, wind it up tight and let go so it goes faster. Or they could power it with some sort of motor. Now you're just being ridiculous.
Oi, close that door. You're letting in the cold.
I'm practically frozen. I'm in need of a fire to warm myself, and a comfortable bed on which to rest.
He's all done up in bandages, he is. Maybe he's nicked himself shaving. Maybe he can't tell the difference between bandages and a scarf. Maybe them's the latest men's fashion from Gay Paris. Oh, you're serious?
My attire appears to have caught your eye. You could say it's just a little ensemble I threw together, to be seen in.
Ensemble? That's in France. I told you.
Oh, I can't keep it to myself any longer. You see, tonight I accomplished a great scientific experiment. I have made myself invisible.
You mean?
As imperceptible as a bug's fart.
That's a noble goal to aspire to, innit? Turning yourself into a bug's fart.
To quote the poet, but a man's reach should exceed his grasp. What's a heaven for?
Ouch, quite the zinger.
Robert Browning cuts to the quick.
Speaking of poets, there's a limerick that names somewhere you can go reach. The fact remains I found the way to change a body's refractive index to that of air. Light passes right through it. Scoff all you want.
No wonder you're cold then, picking the rottenest, snowiest day in the history of England's rottenest, snowiest weather to run about with your refractive index all passable like that.
Stop scoffing!
Mind if I ask, stranger, what exactly made you think it's the changing of refractive indices that the world needs now, of all things? Don't be so hard on him. It's good for a man to have a hobby. Take Mr. Hall here. His favorite hobby's arguing with people.
No, it's not.
You see?
I don't mind answering your question, good sir. I'm a research scientist. My field of study, optics. One day, I found myself intrigued by the thought of what would happen if I could lower the amount of attenuation when electromagnetic waves propagate through an object. But I couldn't see anything come from it.
I sees what you did there.
No, you couldn't. But seriously, there came the fateful moment. I slipped in my water closet, hit my head on the commode, and that's when I came up with the idea for optical density, which is what makes changing index refraction possible. That very night, I devoted the rest of my life to discovering its powerful secret.
What an odd fixation.
It was an academic pursuit in opticular physiology.
Or an odd fixation.
Have you ever even heard of opticular physiology?
No, but I have a feeling I'm about to.
What followed were 3 long years researching, laboring deep into the night to find the right mixture of drugs to actuate optical density. Then, at last, the great, wonderful day. Eureka! And as a result, appearing now before you, in a manner of speaking, stands Invisible Man.
Sign the register, please, Mr. Invisible Man, if that's really your name. Room 3, second floor.
Will there be anything else?
Have you karaoke tonight?
Yes, it starts promptly at 9. Would you like to sign up to sing a song?
I would.
What song you be singing then, stranger?
Are you going to Scarborough Fair?
I wasn't planning to, but what song you be singing then, stranger?
That'll be £4 for the night's lodging, 1 shilling for the hearth fire, and 6 pence for the karaoke.
You're charging me to sign up for karaoke?
No, the sign-up is free. It costs 6 pence if we have to listen to you sing. It all goes to Abbott over there, for which he'll accompany you on his concertina.
That much? He'd better be good.
Abbott's a virtuoso at the concertina. He aims to squeeze.
I've only a sovereign's worth of silver on me.
As an alternative form of payment, we accept rye. That'll be 1 pocketful, please.
Excuse me?
In lieu of paying 6 pence, you can pay with a pocketful of rye.
What? What kind of stupid policy is that?
The best kind. Karaoke policy. See the sign?
It says Caballeros.
Not that one, the one right above it.
Karaoke policy? Sing a song for 6 pence or a pocketful of rye? You don't understand. I've been working very hard for a long time. Tonight, I achieved what has been to ordinary men an impossibility. Naturally, that put me in a celebratory mood.
Oh? Then may I say thank you for choosing the Coach and Horses Inn for your...
You're ruining my celebratory mood!
Be that as it may, sir, that's...
So, you want a little demonstration of my power, do you?
No, I didn't say anything even remotely close to that.
Very well. I have told you my circumstances with a certain fullness of detail, yet your curiosity still drives you to know more.
Between you and me, sir, it's not worth getting yourself worked up over, frankly, one of the most overrated tunes in old karaoke history.
You just have to know who I am, what I am. By heavens, I'll show you!
Sir, disrobing in public may be considered endearing in gay Paris, but here in England it's rather forward without first making proper introductions.
You get a bandage! You get a bandage! Everybody gets a bandage!
I see. Fine. Not going to permit societal norms to get in our way tonight then, are we? Taking off your pants now. Right. Let's just thumb our nose at those silly pesky values which function as the guardian of civilization and keep us from acting like wild, savage jungle beasts, why don't we? I assume those are your underpants you're waving about? Splendid! Why not? We're all the closest of friends now anyway, eh?
Blimey, there's nothing under them haute couture wrappings of his.
Now perhaps you believe I'm invisible?
Well, we can see that. We're not stupid.
That's it? No congratulations, no awe and wonder, no nothing? That's how you react to witnessing the most astounding triumph in scientific history?
It ain't much of a surprise. You already informed us you're like a bug's fart.
Not wanting to be seen. A scientific triumph. Or a pathetic defense mechanism to protect an erotically fragile self-image. Goodness me, which one you think it might be,
Now you've gone beyond the pale, good sir.
How could I, when I doesn't even know what that expression means?
It means I shall not be insulted in this manner.
I apologize if the manner in which I insulted you isn't good enough for your snooty French standards. He's throttling me.
Who is?
Mr. Invisible Man is.
How do we know you're not throttling on something you ate?
Are you kidding? I wouldn't be caught dead eating the food here.
But what makes you sure it's Mr. Invisible Man who's throttling you?
He's right up against me. I feel dense, short, curly hairs. God, tell me that's his invisible shirt. Ah!
The invisible fella's gone and killed me husband. In all finitude, you can't say 'twas the invisible fella who done it if you hasn't actually seen the invisible fella murder Mr. All directly. Good point.
Alls we have here is circumcisional evidence. That requires drawing a reasonable inference to support the claim.
You're right. I reasonably inference the invisible fella's gone and killed my husband.
So you want to be made to understand what I'm capable of doing, do you?
We're good.
Flinging around all the tables and chairs. And now he finds breaking the windows to be somewhat amusing. For the record, I'm only inferencing he finds it amusing, as I aim to be reasonable regarding the inferencing.
And you, 6 pence for one tune? You opportunist!
That's preposterous. The correct term is concertinist. Help! Help! He's got me by the bellows!
Grab him. Don't let him escape!
You fools! Have you the slightest doubt I can slip right by you?
You heard her! Stop him! I got him! On second thought, never mind.
Constable Edwards, come quick! Look!
Blimey! Called me an old fogey, Mrs. Hall, but I can't say I like what you done to the place.
A stranger's murdered Mr. Hall.
Who got murdered?
You got murdered, Mr. Hall.
He's alive!
Who's alive?
You're alive, Mr. Hall.
I am? How do you know I ain't a ghost?
He's a ghost!
There isn't no ghost because you ain't got murdered, Mr. Hall. You must have lost consciousness is all.
I'm alive again!
He's alive again!
That's good news, Mrs. H. You're not married to him.
Someone tell me what happened here.
How can I circumscribe it? What's that word? Starts with K and means pandemonium.
Chaos!
That's it. Oh, he put up a nasty resistance, he did, Constable. We duked it out and I would have subdued him if he hadn't already slipped away before we actually begun fighting.
We would have put the nab on him if we could have seen we'd have put the nab on him if he weren't so invisible.
An invisible man, you say?
Please don't do that.
Look here, if you couldn't say him, then how do you know he was invisible?
Good question. You're right, Constable. I apologize for my wisteria.
That's more like it. Please describe him.
Certainly. He was invisible.
What's more, he was wearing a shirt
Likewise invisible.
made of wool. God, I hope that's what it was.
An invisible man, and he was wearing an invisible wool shirt. Now, did you arrive at those conclusions by means of reasonable inference?
We did.
Very good, then. What else can you tell me about him?
He assaulted and battered me concertina.
And he's a music critic. The plot thickens.
Now, you're missing the big picture.
Let me guess. You've been drinking again as you do every night.
So you got that one right, but
And as a result, you're drunk as a skunk.
no more than usual. Constable, follow me on this. There's a man running amok. He's deranged, he's dangerous, and he's invisible. I know it's difficult to fathom, but it's true. Do you understand?
Oh, do I? You've been brawling and you doesn't want the missus to find out.
Mrs., you know I'm the local parish priest, right?
Yeah?
Meaning I'm Catholic? Which means I've taken a vow of celibacy? As in there ain't no missus from which to hide any brawling? Of course I know that, Father Phineas.
Oi! Then you're serious about this invisible man business? Right then, I'll make a report straight away.
Oh, Father, I'm so worried about Jack.
We all are, Flora.
I can't bear it.
My poor dear. I can't imagine the stress caused by your fiancé's disappearance.
He must be in desperate trouble. I can't sleep.
Take this. It's a bromide. In a few minutes, everything will be better.
It'll soothe my nerves.
I meant I won't have to hear you going on about Jack. Did you find anything, Kemp?
Not the slightest, Doctor. No one's seen or heard from Griffin for the past several days.
I was afraid of that. Listen, what I'm about to tell you is shocking. Kemp can handle it, but Flora, it's you, my precious, delicate, fragile buttercup I most especially care to shield from life's brutal cruelties.
Oh, Father, I'm so...
Yes, you've hammered that point to death already. Last night I found a note. Griffin must have dropped it in haste when he left. It's a list of chemicals. On that list, he mentions monocaine.
Monocaine? Never heard of it.
Count your blessings that you haven't. I only know of it through an old obscure story from my university days, told to me by an old obscure university professor. I thought they stopped manufacturing the drug. It was used as a bleach.
That doesn't sound so bad.
That's true, but I wasn't done speaking. They thought it had potential as a cure for viruses. They experimented injecting it under the skin. At first, it drew all the color from the patient. Then it made his skin translucent. Ultimately, it drove him stark, raving mad.
They injected bleach into a human being? What imbecile could be so addle-brained to think injecting bleach into a human being is a good idea?
Let's not go there. Griffin might not be aware of its dangers. I only pray he hasn't touched the stuff.
Oh, Father.
Haven't you taken that bromide yet?
Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Breaking news from Iping, West Sussex. Panic and turmoil have taken hold of its townspeople. Get this, they actually believe there's an invisible man among them.
Uh-oh.
My men searched the records exhaustively, Mrs. Hall. I'm afraid there isn't anyone with the last name of Invisible Man. Think hard. Was there anything he said that might identify him?
I heard him mutter words, strange words like research, scientist, specialty in optics.
What can it all mean? Perhaps it was some sort of code.
Oh, I know. He said he was a research scientist with a specialty in optics.
Right! That's not helpful at all. We need useful information we can actually zero in on.
He said something about going to Scarborough Fair.
That fair hasn't been in existence for over 100 years. He pulled the wool over your eyes to throw you off his track with that one.
Ooh, he's a cunning one. Oh, would it help if I told you he was unarmed?
Phew, good. For a moment there, I thought we weren't going to get anywhere.
He was also unlegged, untorsoed, and unheaded.
Excellent!
Captain, sir, these men claim to have come across the Invisible Man.
Come forward, gentlemen! State your stories!
Captain, I wishes to report the Invisible Man took off with my bicycle.
Can you identify him?
No, sir.
Of what foggiest use is that, then? Next!
Captain, sir, the Invisible Man got into my barnyard and made my livestock all jittery.
Did you see him do it?
No, but isn't that sort of the point?
Next! Now, are you going to tell me you're not seen an Invisible Man, too?
Yes, sir. He knocked me cap off and tossed it into a puddle.
That may have been a gust of wind, and coincidentally, you were near a puddle. There, that explains it.
I beg to differ. It's obvious the Invisible Man strategically waited until I was in the proximity of a puddle
And then knocked me cap off in a calculated trajectory so as to fall in a direct path into it.
Really? What a pitiful way to go through life, always blaming someone else for your problems.
Can I help it if invisible men keep causing me trouble?
I've heard enough. I shall announce that the idea an invisible man resides amongst us is a delusion.
Captain, if I may, I came home early once and heard an invisible man jump from the bedroom window and land in the bushes.
How do you know it was an invisible man?
My wife said wasn't nobody with her, and when I looked out the window, I couldn't see him neither.
Come to think of it, that happened to me too. Has anything like that ever happened to you, Captain?
Good God! We are dealing with an active invisible man situation.
Captain Morgan, sir, someone's just dropped off this note addressed to you.
Give it here.
I suspect it's from the Invisible Man.
How can you tell?
It's blank.
Good work, Edmonds.
If it's blank, maybe he wrote it with invisible ink.
Edwards, bring that candle here.
Hold still.
The paper's warming. Look, the ink's become visible.
I was right. Crikey, I was making a joke.
It says, I will continue disrupting the population at large and annoying small farm animals, wreaking havoc until the world installs me as its ruler when they finally recognize me genius. Signed, the Invisible Man.
Well, that should buy us some time.
Earlier this evening, 'twas reported rumours concerning an invisible man in Iping, West Sussex. The chief of police of said village now confirms the rumours are real. Plus, he's quite impressed by the feat, as it appears that by some means scientific, a man has made himself invisible to the eye. He is at large and considered extremely dangerous. Lock your doors and windows. If you see someone matching the description, namely, a maniac whom you cannot see, it might be this man, in which case you ought not to approach him, because he's a bloomin' lunatic. What you needs to know for your morning commute later at 11.
You heard the town crier. Close your window, Kemp.
Huh? Oh, Jack, how's things?
Can't complain. I mean, I could put up a mild protest about the way I'm being portrayed by the media, but you'd see right through me.
It's good to see you maintaining a good sense of humour, despite what's happened to you.
Why? Did something happen to me? You've gone bloody insane, that's what. You're creeping around West Sussex all invisible, wreaking havoc.
Oh, that. Dr. Cranley believes the drugs you took are to blame. They've affected your mind. Drugs can be harmful. They're addictive and can kill you. You must avoid them at all costs. Cigarette?
No.
Sherry?
No.
Cocaine?
No, thank you. Here, take this bag.
What's in it? Money?
Whoever said crime doesn't pay didn't try havoc wreaking. Keep it safe. I have plans for it. Plans which involve you.
What kind of plans?
The kind which involve you. Understood, but more specifically? To make the world grovel at my feet, Kemp. You'll be my partner. Together we'll begin a reign of terror! Have you any experience organizing such a large-scale effort? I was hoping you did. I've only organized a hide-and-seek tournament for St. Alfonso Parish once. How did that go? It wasn't easy. Good players are hard to find. But it turned out a smashing success. What do you say, then? Be my partner. Here's a hint. You can't say no, or I'll kill you. I'll do as you say. Just don't do anything rash. Be warned, Kemp. Should you get any ideas about betraying me, I will look for you. I will find you, and I will kill you. No need to overreact, Jack. I'll help you. It would be simple for me to do, to slip past everyone unnoticed by anyone. These fingers sliding around your throat. That's all it would take. I could do it, Kemp. I could do it!
All right, I literally just said I'd help.
Good. Now, back to my reign of terror. So far, I've managed only a reign of mild annoyances, which ironically I find mildly annoying. You'd need to scale it up. No, really? But how? Tell me. You're the one with the organizing a large-scale event experience. It was a fundraiser for a church, which was very successful. It was. Raised over £500 for the parish. I'm very proud of that. As you should be. So I'm thinking we apply the tactics you used to make the church fundraiser successful to make my reign of terror successful. That makes sense. They both capitalize on the fear of displeasing an unseen power. That's what I'm thinking. So what did you do? We put up a lot of notices everywhere. Mostly on lampposts. I hate notices on lampposts. You do? Too much clutter. It's an eyesore. And they all compete with each other. Don't they, though? Piano lessons, chimney sweep available, child factory workers wanted. Who has time to read through them? That's why you want a headline that grabs their attention. What kind of headline is good for a reign of terror? How about Murder He Wrought? That's clever. You sure you haven't dabbled in havoc-wreaking before? My work for the church has prepared me well. My, the time has gotten away from us. Can we plot your reign of terror in the morning? Get a good night's sleep. Wake up refreshed, eager to assault the world. I like it. Wonderful. I'll see you at breakfast, so to speak. Lest I forget, I need one very long medical bandage, gloves, a stylish smoking jacket, goggles, wig, and a fake nose. What are those for? I have very particular loungewear fetishes. There, now you know. They do say clothes make the madman. Did you say something? No. The fetishes don't interfere with my daily life, but I was hoping they'd vanish by now. But of course. Well, good night. Good night. Operator, get me the Chief of Police, Iping. Chief of Police, this is Dr. Kemp. Listen, the invisible man you're seeking is... I'm getting myself a glass of water. Would you care for a glass of water? No, thank you. Very well. It was thoughtful of you to ask, though. My pleasure. Good night. Good night. The invisible man you're seeking is... I decided on a nice cup of tea instead. Would you prefer a cup of tea? Very kind of you, but no, thank you. Are you sure? Last call. No, I'm good. Well, good night then. Good night. The invisible man you're seeking... I wouldn't know where you keep the tea. Where do you keep the tea? In the tea cabinet. Right. Silly me. Thank you. Good night. Good night. The invisible man you're seeking is here in my house. What do you mean, can I describe him? I just did. I said he's invisible. Proceed with caution, Kemp. You mustn't upset him. Yes, I'll tend to that. Good luck. Oh, Father, I must go to him. But Flora, dear, the monocane has affected Jack. He's experienced stark changes. How stark? He's stark raving mad, for one thing, and stark naked for another. Wow. Let me go to him. I'll persuade him to give himself up. Then you can help him undo his horrible experiment. Dear child, I can see I wouldn't be able to stop you no matter how hard I try. Very well. You must be careful. His mind's unhinged, deranged. Kemp said he actually thought the moon's frightened of him. What a lunatic. He might just as soon slit your throat as look at you. Perhaps you could try a wee bit harder to stop me? I can see there'd be no use in me trying. No, please do try again. Really. My courageous young woman, putting up such a brave front. I'm going with you. I'm bringing a very long medical bandage, gloves, one rather suave smoking jacket, I must say, goggles, wig, and a fake nose. You're going to Kemp's house in a strange disguise? No, they're not for me. Jack's requested them. Ah, well,
At the very least, we can draw solace knowing that, as crazed as he is, his mind is clinging on to a vestige of hope, desperately grasping to hold on to some small shred of decorum.
Yes, thank God. From what I've observed from my elderly patients, decorum's usually the first sense to go. Old men wearing shorts with black socks. Always a sign of the beginning of the end, I'm afraid.
That was Dr. Kemp. Called to say the Invisible Man's at his house. He wants 100 men sent round immediately.
But we've only got 2 men on our force.
Does he understand we're an unusually tiny village?
Right. Edwards, surround Kemp's house. Edmonds, stand guard inside the house.
Beg pardon, Chief, but I'm Edmonds. He's Edwards.
Right you are.
Mea culpa.
In that case, Edwards, surround Kemp's house. Edmonds, stand guard inside the house.
Yes, sir.
Straight away, sir.
So, you called the police, did you?
Look out the window. It's Dr. Cranley and Flora.
Dr. Cranley and Flora are on the police force?
No. They've brought you a bandage, goggles, and the rest of that kinky request of yours.
Open the door, Kemp. Let them in.
Dr. Kemp, is Jack here? May I see him?
Well, yes to your first question, and it's complicated to your second.
Flora.
Ow, what was that?
Sorry, I'm excited to see you.
It's amazing. I can't believe what I'm seeing. You know what I mean.
But why, Jack, darling, why?
Flora, my love, I wish to achieve something glorious. For me, for you, but mostly for me. To succeed beyond what men of science have accomplished since the beginning of the world.
I understand. It's good for a man to have a hobby.
3 years I worked in secrecy, late into the night, 1,000 experiments, every one of them a disappointment, every one of them a failure.
Now, it isn't truly a failure if you learn something from it.
They were dismal failures, and I've always hated your annoying positivity.
Noted. Go on.
Then one night, my research uncovered an old obscure drug. As an experiment, I injected the new chemical serum every day for a month into my cat.
That cute little cat you found and took in?
She has a name!
Stray.
What happened?
I don't know, she just disappeared. So I turned to injecting the substance into myself.
Griffin, that drug, it's monocaine, isn't it?
I see now why you're here. You've been spying on me. You want to steal my formula, you hoodwinkers!
No, we want to help you. That monocaine is poison. It crazes the mind.
It's illuminated my mind, Doctor. It's made me realize the tremendous power of invisibility. Whoever wields its force can rule the world.
Kemp here has agreed to assist me launch a
Reign of terror.
Haven't you, Kemp?
I couldn't say no.
Alas, with great power comes great pain in the buttocks. It's a nightmarish existence. I can't get a good night's sleep. I shut my eyes, but I still see through my eyelids. I stumble on stairs because I can't see my feet. I'm near frozen, going about naked. By the by, that raises the question. What do nudists do in the winter?
Hopefully put up curtains?
It sounds as if you've been through hell, Griffin.
Oh, let me tell you, people are forever elbowing me. Doors open, smacking me right in the face. Folks try to sit on me. Little children run underfoot, unsupervised, almost tripping me. Where are the parents?
I know. And shouldn't those toddlers be at work? The textiles aren't going to mill themselves.
Right? But the worst is, God forbid I get caught in even the slightest mist. It forms a sheen on me, and people notice my genitalia. They gasp and point. Everything stays invisible but that. Talk about crazy. That's what's driving me crazy!
Let us help you reverse the experiment, Griffin.
Yes, Jack. Let Father and Dr. Kemp help you find your way back to being visible.
Yes. But only so I can have some time off now and then. Being invisible isn't all bad.
It's the police, Dr. Kemp! Open up!
So you did call the police. You thought you'd turn me over to them, did you?
No, I didn't call them. I swear.
You thought you'd turn me over, then use my invisibility formula so you can rule the world.
No, Jack, it's not like that.
Oh. So you thought you'd turn me over, then sell my formula to the highest bidder so they can rule the world.
Not at all.
Then you thought you'd turn me over, then sell my formula to the highest bidder, such as in a licensing deal, perhaps on an exclusive but time-limited, non-transferable royalty basis, but not geographically restricted, because obviously you'd want global usage to rule the world.
Who is this bloke?
Well, either you're here because something's in it for you, or I'm crazy.
Jack.
Kemp, be quiet.
Shh, all of you. I want to hear what the police are saying.
Stand back! We're coming in!
They said, handbag.
Look at all the pretty colors.
We've got you surrounded, Invisible Man. Come out where we can see you.
Where is he? Where's the rest of you?
I'm the rest of us.
There's only 2 of you? I requested 100 men. What can you 2 possibly hope to do?
So you did call the police. I'll get you for that, Kemp. I'll be back to murder you tomorrow, before the clock strikes 12. I promise you.
Wait! Which 12? AM or PM? Don't just stand there! He's getting away!
Who is?
The Invisible Man!
I don't see anybody.
Yes, that's him!
Of course you realize, Kemp, this means war! You're despicable!
I'm afraid he's gone completely daffy.
You must help him, Father. We love each other terribly.
Yes, that's how I describe it, too.
He can't get far. We've requested reinforcements from police forces throughout the land. There'll be 1,000 men searching for him shortly. We'll form a human dragnet. Hand in hand, we'll scour every inch of the countryside, even if it takes all night. We'll get him.
And bonus, possibly come away with new intimate relationships.
Bear in mind he'll need to eat. He'll be at his most vulnerable then for a few hours. That may give you a leg up.
How so, sir?
After he eats, the food remains visible in his intestines. You'll see it mixing with digestive juices until the resulting waste secretion empties into his rectum. That's revolting. Constable, as a man of science, I see nature's processes as wondrous and beautiful. But yes, that's a positively nasty one. Yet it does mean he'll be noticeable, at least until he does his business.
Does what?
Answers nature's call.
Oozes? Drops the kiddies off at the pool? Lets the caboose loose? Blows the butt trumpet? Come again?
Goes to the toilet. Then we'll be on the watch for any movement.
88, 88, 88. It's approaching midnight and all is well. Except that invisible lunatic business. Still on the loose. And that, despite 1,000 men searching for him. So, maybe not all's well. But mostly all's well. Right. That's about it then. And how are things with you? You'd think someone would ask me once in a while. Everyone's dying to hear what's going on with everyone else. But never with me. Oh no, not me, God forbid. Stupid twits.
He must be nearby by now, watching, waiting for the right moment to carry out his promise to murder me tonight.
He's not one to be underestimated, that's for sure. The good Lord must have well endowed him in the brainy department, seeing he figured how to make himself invisible, and now eluding 1,000 policemen with ease.
That's not very reassuring, you know. At this very moment, he might be right outside the window. Or here, in this very room.
My men dragged a net across the room earlier. It's just you and me in here. Don't you worry none. We have it all set up. Should he come round, he'll find himself setting off an alarm.
An alarm?
Indeed. We line the fence along its top with loose earth. If he climbs over it, it'll spill. That will alert our men.
That's it?
Oh, no, we didn't stop there. Oh, my goodness, no. We also rigged the doors and windows. We placed a penny on them. If they're opened, the penny shall very noticeably fall out.
Very noticeably.
That's right, sir. We expect it will emit a distinctive dink when it slams into terra firma.
A dink.
We're also on the watch in case it turns out to be more like a ploink.
A ploink?
Yes, sir. We're on the alert whichever way it goes.
You idiot! Why didn't you set up traps? You know, if he gets anywhere near the house, he steps on a snare that immediately snatches him up in a net. Ooh, traps. Now that's an even better idea, ain't it?
I can see you're well endowed, too.
Beg pardon?
Captain Morgan! We thinks we had loose earth fall amongst the fence.
Ooh, things are getting exciting now, aren't they? I'll be right there. Excuse me, Doctor.
You can't leave me alone! Not now! It's mere minutes from midnight! Come back! Are you insane?
No, he's just stupid.
But there's a nasty rumor circulating saying I'm insane. Someone put that out there. Can you believe it? I mean, who does that? Jack, but how?
I've been hanging by the scruff of my neck up here on your coat rack for 15 hours, waiting for this moment.
Mercy.
The entire lower half and left side of my body's numb.
Dear God.
So they didn't think to use traps, eh? Nor bloodhounds to sniff me out. Didn't even put up that yellow tape that says, police line, do not cross. That would have worked. Wouldn't want to risk a small fine and possibly spending a few days in jail.
Hear me out. I've been thinking. I want to help you. Please, let me be your partner.
Partner? Look here, Kemp. As soon as any feeling comes back where I can move my limbs again and unhook myself to get down from here, you're a dead man! You hear me? A dead man!
Don't go anywhere. You just wait there until I get to you.
The old Kemp house. So much has changed.
It's hard to believe it's been 10 years since.
That's all behind us now, dear. We mustn't relive the horrors of yesteryear. We can't torture ourselves bringing up those dreadful memories. Shall we go in?
Welcome, Doctor.
Flora, congratulations, Kemp.
10 years already. They flew right by. And we have a full house tonight. Have a seat. We're about to start. You'll excuse me? Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Welcome to the Invisible Man Museum. A brief announcement. Make certain to visit our souvenir shop. Pick up a curiosity before they disappear. Now, without any further ado, he may not be anything to look at, and Lord knows what anyone sees in him. The man who always manages to make a spectre of himself. My partner, Jack Griffin, the Invisible Man.
Hello, hello, and welcome. May I say, it's been my privilege and pleasure to entertain wonderful audiences such as yourselves for 10 years now.
As a matter of fact, I can't see myself doing anything else. Thank you. I shall be amusing you fine folks tonight, firstly by juggling 3 balls in midair whilst riding a small unicycle in small concentric circles. A demonstration of extraordinary hand-eye-feet coordination, considering I can't even see my blasted hands and feet. Don't try this at home.
Oh.
Sorry, madam. It's just that I'm most excited to be here. Now, if you kindly push your seat farther back. Thank you.
We may not have been successful bringing Griffin back to Visible Man, but thank the good Lord we were able to restore his mind. Somewhat.
For my next feat and your entertainment pleasure, behold, a genuine samurai sword. Meticulously hand-forged from purified mahogany steel, complete with ornate handle, this collector's edition, crafted in the 7th year of the Nakatomi era by the renowned swordsmith Tonobu is to Lovebu, from the Ginsu Cutlery Catalogue of Tokyo, Japan, which I shall now swallow. The sword, that is, not the catalogue. I almost forgot. Sorry. Please note, you'll have to take my word that I've actually swallowed the sword, as it will appear the same to you whether it's in my throat or not. Drum roll, please. Banzai!
How's he do that?
And to think if the chief of police hadn't abandoned my room the moment he did, thus demonstrating his gross incompetence for the office. I gravely doubt we would have been able to arrange such the agreeable settlement as to Griffin's probation. For that, I'm thankful.
And now, if I may ask for a volunteer from the audience.
Yes, you. Thank you, madam. Please take this watering can. Thank you.
When the music starts to play, sprinkle me liberally on my frontal region. Ladies and gentlemen, I call this the Whirling Human Baton. Herbert, if you please.
And I'm thankful our children don't take after him.